The last update of the year is going to be a banger, and it starts with the new Paragon, Herald of Everfrost. Starting from the Ice Monkey, adding a 5th primary Paragon to the mix. It costs $300,000, and as the Eternal Frost descends and cold reigns supreme, even the baddest of balloons are helpless against its icy grasp. Within the first 30 seconds, let me just say, Ninja Kiwi knocked the Paragon design out of the park. The art, the name, everything. Well, gameplay TBD. Before we jump into the ICE Paragon specifically, real quick, I'm going to showcase a few more things from this update. One of which is the new expert map Tricky Tracks. This is a map I actually played before, because it was a map competition winner, and you can see the gameplay of that at the end of this. I'll link it. It's really cool though. The TLDR is that balloons zoom into the middle, stop, like a train stop, and then zoom on back out. The next feature, and by far even bigger than the ICE Paragon, is a new DLC expansion, Frontier Legends, a story-based campaign adventure out in the wild frontiers of Monkey Civilization. Essentially, this is a large story mode, but with a semi-open world, so lots of ways you can uniquely, cater your gameplay. And the main showcase of this early access is going to be on the ICE Paragon, so sadly, I'm not going to run through the story. But I encourage you to stay tuned, because we're absolutely going to run this DLC whenever the update comes out, start to finish. I will run through the tutorial section though, basically click and hold to move around, explore the world. Right now our objective is to basically go for a stroll. We ran into a chest, but I need to buy a key from the general store to unlock that. Ninja Kiwi already has a brief video covering what you need to know about Frontier Legends. I will show you that you can have a posse, up to 6, currently none, and shop items and whatnot. The start button over here highlights where we need to go, but we'll continue this next time. While we're on the topic of the DLC, I must inform you that Ninja Kiwi currently has a huge sale on their first DLC, Rogue Legends, 60% off on the web store, as well as huge discounts on a bunch of other things. So if you haven't checked out their first campaign yet, I highly recommend you do, because I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun, and I mean it. And also don't forget to add a supported creator if you do get something from the web store. And now what you're all waiting for, ICE Paragon action. This time we're going to showcase the Paragon against an elite boss, for a very specific reason. I've already fast forwarded up to the start of Tier 1, because you don't need to see the same mode farming that I do all the time. If you know, you know. If you don't, then check out all my other boss videos. I made hundreds of them already. But Ninja Kiwi was already so kind as to tell us in the patch notes that the ICE Paragon has a very, very specific limited usability that only works on bosses. You can read the description here, which essentially says, yes, you can potentially nullify a skull, slow down a boss with this Paragon, which is a mechanic that I must try out, but first, we gotta take on the first tier before we get that Paragon. For that, I think we can afford to maybe wait a little bit before getting defense, because right now, on Quiet Street, Last Poplar spawns behind the wall, but I guess he moves decently fast, so I can start getting some D right now. Again, for that, we got attack shooters. I mean, it is an ICE Paragon showcase, so ICE it is. Plus, Blast Populus is, or ICE is the perfect tower against Blast Populus. Reason being that Ice Monkeys in general, when they attack Blast, will reduce the heat bar of Blast Populus. I would assume ICE Paragon should be a big help in that too, so yeah. They essentially designed the perfect Paragon for the community's most hated boss. At least I and many others, do not enjoy the mechanics of this. If you do, then you must be an interesting one, let me just say. So Attack Zone Embrittlement, I think, should get us through. Oh no, wait, that's a lot of heat. Perhaps Tax was not the way to go. I don't know, but the thing is, for Blast Populus, when it hits max heat, it stays there for quite a while, so we get all of these attacks coming from the attack zone that don't add to the heat bar, which is essentially, well, good. But you see, yeah, now that the attack zone is starting to add heat to the Blast Populus, yeah. There she goes again, and I need defense here. Second. Oh, it doesn't attack, right? Well, that was kind of a waste of a balloon trap. Oh, well. And bad news, we are effed. Attack zone is no longer in range. I think this might have been a mistake tower. I don't know. Or do I just buy back a whole new tower? Actually, no, screw it. Let's not spend that much on attack zone. I will sell it, but before that, I want to make some extra income from selling. So this, I guess I'll get rid of you now. And we'll get to, obviously abilities are worse against Blast Poplars because it makes them cool down slower. Max Heat also makes them go back on full cooldown, but we just need 15k more damage. How hard can that be? I think it's something 3 assassins can take care of. Yeah, this took way longer than I'd like. Probably gotta rethink what we want to do for tier 2. Probably not limited range stuff, but then that means it doesn't really play into, I guess, the attack zone Super Brittle very well, does it? Again, if I'm going for ICE Paragon, I'd like to do some ice-based strategy even to build into the Paragon. We're not gonna have 300k for tier 2, let me tell you that much. I think we're gonna sell for Banana Central now. Beautiful. Around 52 even with the Scuff tier 1 is pretty solid. Now, there's one big flaw about the Ice Paragons that I think none of the previous 10 or 11 Paragons have had to deal with. And that's kind of the fact that, like, this being the most support tower for each tier 5 by far, I find it's going to be hard to accrue pops on it. Pops are the biggest way to get a higher degree on your Paragon. Obviously, like, Super Brittle does massive damage now, so you can have that solo rounds. But if I'm talking about specifically bosses, none of the Ice Monkeys do very good boss damage, so we're not going to be able to farm a lot of pops, is what I'm saying, from the HP, the raw HP in bosses. That's how a lot of Paragons and bosses get their degrees from, not from really the balloons coming in. And that is an issue, but I guess that's an issue we'll deal with later. I think for now, I will upgrade this to Super Brittle. I'm actually going to do larger... No, 510 because I have Chinook. I'm going to see how much damage I can rack up this tier to supplement, like, doing boss damage. We're going to do... I think instead of attack zone, maybe aircraft carrier might be a decent option. I'll start with 1. Obviously, we'll wait until it starts getting in Ice Monkey range. Otherwise, right now, it's just a bunch of wasted heat for very little damage output. Don't forget to, Blast Poplars, being the annoying boss it is, reduces range. So that is not... I don't like that radius right now. But there's nothing I can do about it other than, I guess, I could get a primary rentering. Yeah, I guess I'll just do that. But the hope is also that, I don't know, the Super Brittle can pop some of the balloons coming in, at least, before... If it can get that, before the aircraft carrier gets them. I don't know how well that's really working out right now, but you can see just a measly plus 10 damage on a boss is really not going to cut it. Even its best damage tower, the Icicle Impale, 50. If there's one thing I'd like Ninja Kiwi to do in terms of Blast Poplars balance, I feel like they should make Ice Monkeys, like, take off more from the heat bar, because right now it's not even close to offsetting the amount of heat that it's gaining from, you know, all the projectiles. But Super Brittle needs a lot of projectiles to succeed. Also, I've created myself an infinite rigger farm, which I like, because if we can end up beating the boss on round 62, then that's a lot more time we can spend just farming. Not to mention, a lot of time we can just get accruing Ultra Boost stacks. But hold up. Max Heat might cause an issue. Nope, we're good. Held the line. Unfortunately, Super Brittle is completely out of range now, and I am not going to get the ability. Help, I am losing valuable time here. Alright, now. Oh no, I'm dead there. Take 2. This time, stall not as good. We ended up beating 62 very early. 63 about to end now. But that's okay. This time we're not in danger of dying to regrows, and I've got my Chinook on the right area. Super Brittle still only at 10k pops. Like, if degrees matter on Ice Monkey, this is going to be an issue, but I feel like if it is, like, such a supporty Paragon, then what benefit does a higher degree Ice do? Like, if it doesn't do that much boss damage, then people really won't care about getting a higher degree, because like the only other thing you'd get support-wise is, I guess, a bit more attack speed or ability cooldown rate, which could matter, but all I'm saying is that this Paragon feels like just a prediction before I even get it up for the first time. Feels like high degrees will matter a little bit less on it. Guess we'll see for ourselves starting tier 3. Now, I believe if you are on a budget, which I am not, by the way, with all this money, then the best way to cheaply get up at least degree 20 on your Ice Monkey is, I believe, spam 17 embrittlements. Or actually, I guess 25 220s. That's definitely a lot cheaper. Let's not delay any longer. Bring on 76, and let's buy it now. Should be exactly degree 20 or very close to it without Cash Slider. 21, I'll take it. Now, we'll get rid of the towers around it so you can kind of see the Ice Monkey more clearly. The very first thing I think you can notice is that that range. That's the worst range of every Paragon so far. That is going to be an issue again because of, you know, Blastopolis. One, reducing range, and this map not being great for it. Ultimately, though, I don't want to pick the easiest map every time, because you kind of have to see how, it fares on, you know, again, more difficult maps. Otherwise, then it's useless. Anyway, what you're seeing here is basically the Ice Monkey's main attack. It unleashes a Shattering Ice Lance Beam to freeze everything it hits for up to 10 seconds. That is, if it doesn't destroy it already. As the beam rips through balloons, it leaves a wake of icy shards in every direction as it passes. Tearing apart balloons while frozen, slice each other with razor-sharp icicles. I really like what Ninja Kiwi did this time in terms of giving more stats or descriptions about the Ice Monkey, so that we don't have to figure it out itself, because in case you're wondering like how the Super Brittle effect works on it, does it give more than the +5 debuff that Super Brittle gives? Well, yes. Alternating with this is a Thunderous Snowstorm Roar attack that passively freezes everything below a bad, removing all Camo Regrow, Permafrost, and inflicting a 10 damage debuff. 40 from Cold type. Cold type is like Ice Monkey right now, and I believe just the Mermonkey. So I feel like it's, yeah, maybe we should try Arctic Knight / Poseidon for tier 3. That might be a good idea. Especially since it doesn't... I don't think it should create heat if it's a cold type attack. This ought to be fun, I bet. Before I actually get other towers, I kind of want to see its boss damage. Is it enough to do the damage on its own, or do we need the debuff help? Look at the sad range, by the way. If we don't beat this in the first 20 seconds, we're kind of cooked, aren't we? Heli Pilot Paragon next, please. You can see the damage put on strong, so... it's more clear, and oh, that's big. That's like 27,000 per chomp. Okay, I don't know if per chomp is the right way to put it. Well, that was good. I forgot to use the 5th ability, or the 1 ability here. Again, Fimbulwinter. Would have been nice, because now it's not attacking, because the rock is in the way. Well, I'm an idiot. Also, why is it... it's attacking now, but it's not... doing any damage. Yeah, the rock's completely cucked us there. Unlucky. Testing a Dart Monkey? Yeah. Plus 10 debuff for the win. We will do the ability now. Screen turns dark. Here comes Fimbulwinter. Did I mistime it? Or did I do it right? Because it didn't seem to skip a skull there. I might have used it too late is what I'm guessing. Maybe we'll see... like, on the next skull here. Oh, we're running out of time. Come on. Skull now? No. I just got the worst timing ever. Partially my fault. I apologize. Oh, also, I completely forgot to test. Can we stack debuffs? Yes. It's now plus 12 from the Dart Monkey. Now, I would add Super Brutal, but that would make the Ice Monkey shoot slower, so... I cannot do that. Down to the third last skull. Yeah, we're done. We're not gonna have enough here. That's so sad. Wait a minute. Is Ice gonna die to these mobs here? No, we're good. I am going to redo this here, though. I think we can beat it in time. I just have to, one, actually time Fimbulwinter correctly. And probably get some damage towers alongside. Like, again, Tax Zone, and we'll get the Mermonkey early. Here we go again. Very early Fimbulwinter. It should work this time. And yet, it did. It did. You saw it? You saw it? The skulls stayed frozen. Blast Populace did not spawn any rocks out. Can we get that twice, though? Or is it only a one time? Yeah, it's only one. But no, quite scary looking. And I'm telling you, look at this attack zone. 100 and 200,000 damage. How much is the pop side half? Holy crap, that's pathetic. Is this not a cold type damage tower or ability now? Yeah, it just does not hold candle to attack zone. Alright, let's just get this over with, please. Last skull. And it just needs a couple more attacks. Come on. That's gonna barely clutch up, GG. I'm gonna take a different approach for tier 4 now. I know, I guess on initial look that I was surprised that Ice Monkey did as much damage as it did, but if you think about it, every other degree 20 Paragon probably would have done more damage than the Ice Monkey there, let's be real. Instead, I think I'm gonna shift my focus on, like, again, debuffs, because you saw how much damage Tack did. It was like a third, and I didn't even overclock it or homeland it until the very end. So now we're gonna apply, what is it, plus 10, plus 15 just from Ice Monkeys. We can, of course, go even further than that by doing another plus 5 for plus 20, and then plus 23 with a Glue Storm. Oh, and of course, don't forget, plus 2 from Permanent Brew, another plus 2 from Sun Temple, and you've got yourself basically almost 30 extra damage per attack. Considering we're focusing so heavily on attacks, I think at this point, it's kind of a no-brainer to eventually get ourselves a attack Paragon to go along with the Ice Paragon. I'm very excited to see how good Mega Buff attacks are. Also, a new feature I just realized. You can put Paragon Totems on water. Look, they have their own ice platform now. That is cool. Why those totems should have the ability to float on water, I don't know, but I'll happily accept that as a new feature. Alright, let's see if this attack army is good enough. 7 million HP. We will lose 25% damage on the Ice Paragon, but it's something, it's a sacrifice I will accept if the texture does this much damage. Holy moly. Okay, we haven't even homelanded yet, nor are all attacks hitting. I'll do it now. And DPS, about 20,000 or so. But again, we're not even at peak yet. Fimbulwinter now, we might as well just use it really because it lasts a long time. So the timing for it isn't really that precise. Oh, forgot Energizer 2 would be big. One skull already. It did not, okay, it didn't freeze. Is that because, I don't know, the timing, again, too early? It's kind of annoying because it looked dark to me, but I think I have to redo this. Max heat now? Not good, not good. Okay. I think this is probably one of the situations where a rejuve is perfect to get back home, because I ain't waiting a whole minute. This is not good, though. As good as that damage is, it's insane, by the way. It's not going to cut it, because we just don't have a lot of track length on this map, sadly. We have one tiny, measly bend here, so I think we just kind of have to shift focus on something else. And that's something else, you know what, let's just go all in on primary Paragons. I'll do a Boomerang real quick, because this also increases primary monkey attack speed by 10%. So that'll be helpful for tier 5. And I just need something with more range. I say that as I think the Boomerang Paragon has pretty pathetic range, but anything. I will do a 300k cash slider. Should leave me with enough money left over. Holy crap, 55? Okay, I guess I had a lot of Paragon Totems. And this should be able to finish it off without me having to restart all over again. It's a pretty poor first impression, I'm not gonna lie, but this does not mean that it's useless or a bad Paragon by any means. Again, like, if you are going for a strategy that, in general, like, needs a lot of debuffs, then the Ice Paragon is a no-brainer. It just can't be expected to be the only support, or rather, you're gonna need a lot more Tack Zone-like towers where that came from. Max buff Tack Zone-like towers. Okay, hold on. I think I just had a sudden realization. Like, I think Paragon Totems being put on water is because of the Ice Paragon, not because it's a new feature. Because take a look at this, for example. Attack. I can put it on water. So what I'm suspecting here is that the Ice Monkey allows the ability to, like, it basically freezes every single inch of water on the map, which is definitely not displayed or talked about in the patch notes, and yeah, that's really cool. See? Any tower can fit. Very interesting utility. I think with the amount of pops all of these tacks have, and I can use a max cash slider, I might be able to gun for a degree 80 tack. But given it's also a limited range tower, I fear even D80 may not be enough. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Throw in 630k, and we've got ourselves 86. I'll take it. I won't get back Attack Zone because I want to keep Paragon of Power, but I will get back Overdrives because they were so good. So good with the plus 10 damage from the Fimbulwinter or the Ice Paragon. We have enough money also to, I think, just get one more Paragon, and for support, NG. Let's do that. Ideally, I'd like degree 40 on it, but I'm not going to overspend too much. It looks like it's going to be 23. So not full uptime on Pyro Glove, but good enough. Alright, let's not waste any more time. Let's see if we can do it. 4 Paragons, and I take back what I said earlier. I do think not getting a higher degree on Ice, like, is fine, because it does so little damage that really you're just looking for the plus 10 debuff. Also, I just realized that only one of the 3 sentries work, so that's going to be really useless, NG Paragon, just for the Power Glove only. We'll use an Eruption now. Use a Glue Strike, Homeland. The fact that we're not even 1 skull in is very concerning. I'll Fimbulwinter a bit early, so we don't F up this time. Surely, yep, the skulls are frozen now. There's just a little bit of delay there, as you see. Yep, there we go. Hit the skull, and nothing. This should be the massive damage point, but I don't think it's doing enough if we want to not have to relocate this tower. Like, we're doing really good damage at that one chokehold point, but it's just not cutting it. It's still worth keeping the tax zone around rather than selling it and rebuying it just because it has the eruption, but for the Ice Monkey, I guess it's really only worth keeping for, again, Fimbulwinter. Well, let's hope we can clutch it up. Also, I just realized I think we only got 1 Power Glove off, like, the entire round. That's not good. I mean, technically, Blast will eventually loop around again, and the Ice Monkey and Tack will attack, but it's not ideal. Fimbulwinter now, I think I used it too early, or too late. I hate this. I hate this. Why can't it just work, instantly? Well, I guess that's part of the quote-unquote skill expression of the tower. We just call that here a skill issue, just time it better, you know? Just know that you're gonna hit a skull 5 seconds in advance. It's that simple. Looks like this is dragged on long enough that we will get 1 more Fimbul, and okay, this is much easier to time. If I just hold on to my what do you call it, eruption, then I can time much better. So say use this now, wait for the skull to show it's frozen, and then blast off. There we go. This skips the rock. Or it did not? What? I don't get it, man. I really don't. Hello? It showed it was frozen for 1 second. I used it 1 second after, but it was still apparently too late. I don't get it. Now, if you get it, please do clarify. But that's the Ice Paragon for ya. First time I've done a boss for initial showcase of the Paragon, just because Ninja Kiwi said it was supposed to be, well, specifically designed for bosses, and it is. It just, didn't quite get the ability time to work, like, half the time, sadly. And now, real quick sandbox. So you cannot place Star Monkey over here, but when I get a Herald of Everfrost, all of a sudden, you can put it, and it has its own very cool-looking ice platform. And in case you're curious, here is how Ice Monkey fares against, normal towers, or normal balloons like a bad. Ooh, without the extra boss damage, you can really see it struggle. That is not good for a Paragon. Very low, but again, it is expected, and that just means you have to think differently about when you want to use this Paragon. That's really all I can say about it. Let me know your thoughts on the Herald of Everfrost, or I guess you could abbreviate it HO. And once again, stay tuned for more Update 52 content, because Frontier Legends is something I'm very excited to show to you guys.